I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this guy is. I'm trying to get a good picture of him. Doesn't necessarily look like a grasshopper. But he, I'm assuming, is the culprit eating on my fuyu. And he needs to go. So it's mid-morning, and as you can see, with the exception of right there, there is nothing but shade in our yard. It's mid-morning, so until the sun gets over there, which is late afternoon, we don't have any full sun here. It's all dapple, or whatever you want to call it. Well, somebody's hollering at me.
A few moments later.
So what I'm getting at is, those are peonies. The camera's going to start shaking like crazy. Those are peonies, and they need full sun. I don't have any full sun. Unless I want to put them out by the highway where I'm never going to enjoy them. So we're going to do the smart thing, and we're going to put them in the shade. Why not? Just put them in the shade, you know what I mean? That's what we're going to do. They will get afternoon sun, but that's all they'll get. And but I like peonies. They smell great. These are actually some of my grandmother's that she had in her yard before she passed. So, you know, I'd like to, you know, sentimental value. I'd like to get them going. I just don't think they're going to take off down here. We just have way too much canopy, not enough sunlight for peonies. And I actually thought I was through planting for the weekend, because that's all I did yesterday. But, you know, the universe has other plans. Those are pickles. They're starting to take off. And peppers, of course. Look at that. Not only has it got a bloom on it, but it actually has a pepper on it. And that says it is a Jimmy something. Jimmy Nar, something like that. That is, of course, dill. You got to have dill where you plant your pickles. That way you have dill pickles. That's how that works. You got to have dill and pickles, and that makes dill pickles. You got it? Okay. What a weekend. So, we're getting ready for this long week of sunshine, warm weather. And I think we have pretty much planted everything that we could possibly plant this weekend. With the exception of, I don't think we've got all our tomatoes planted yet, but we've been busy. We've been busy. Lemongrass. I can't wait to get some lemons off of that. It's going to be fantastic. So, we planted some strawberries. And, you know, the ones that have been established for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks are actually, they're actually looking really good. That over there is the new ones. Those have only been in the ground for a day, so I don't expect them to look good. But I'm hoping that we get just as much greenery or turnaround or whatever you want to call it as the other ones, because those popped up real quick, and I'm thinking that the good weather coming, we should be fine. A couple other things that I've done this weekend is we had an old plum tree. I say old, it was actually a brand new plum tree that we planted probably, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe, out by a little garden that we were going to start out by the highway because it gets more sun, and it never really worked out very well out there. And we planted a plum tree out there, and it never done anything. It was like we thought it was dead, or I thought it was dead. But we got to noticing here a week or two ago that it actually had some green starting to come up the stalk. But you could tell the growth had been stunted on it. So while I was busy planting other stuff, while I had a shovel, I went ahead and dug it up. And we moved it out here to our orchard. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. It's green. So, you know, maybe. You never know. Another thing, when I dug the muscadine up, about 2 weeks before I dug it up, my wife had trimmed it back, and because it was trying to take over the siding on the house. And a lot of the cuttings had laid there on the ground, and I got to looking while I was planting some other stuff in that bed. I found some of the cuttings had some green on it, so I took some to the neighbors. And also, I went ahead and come out here where I've planted the muscadine, and I just stuck some in the ground. Of course, they're not green yet, but they're not dead. We scratched on the bark, and it's still green. So it should take off. Fingers crossed it takes off. So that's what we're going to try to do there. Is, you know, we don't have to. I was talking about buying some more and putting there. Nah, we're just going to use those cuttings, and I bet they take off. I bet they take off. Our neighbor next door, my mom and dad, they're redoing their flower beds, and they were getting rid of some stuff. So I've been trying to maximize as best I can where to plant stuff. The problem is they live up, whereas what I was saying is they live where up on top of the hill, and their place has been established for a long time. So they have trees in their front yard, but they get a lot more sun than what we get. But as you can see, around the pond bank now, I don't know if they're going to make it or not, but those are tiger lilies. And I also went down to the mailbox. You know, I told you I was going to mark those irises and dig them up. So those are tiger lilies, and there's some irises there, some pretty purple irises. So yeah, I don't know if stuff's going to make it there or not, but we put it there. The way I look at it is it was going to get tossed. So it has a better chance growing in the shade on some rocks than it does just laying on top of the ground out there. The other thing that they were getting rid of was called a hot poker. Now, those things are cool. I really like those. Don't know if it's going to do well there, but that is one of the only places that actually gets a lot of sunlight throughout the day here. However, it also stays moist right here, and I can't really get much grass to grow there, so probably not going to make it. But as I said, it has just as good a chance as growing there as it does laying out there on top of the ground getting thrown away. Well, there's lots more stuff that I have planted, but I was going to show you this while I was here. I don't know if you can see it because it's dark in here. Those are duck eggs. Those are duck eggs, and I actually think there's probably a chicken egg or two in there too. Our Muscovy ducks, she has decided to sit on a nest. So, yeah, I don't know if we're going to let her raise them or not, but anyway, it's not that we don't want them to raise them. It's the fact that they multiply really quick. We don't necessarily eat the meat, and I really don't mind the hens. It's the drakes we don't care for. They're not the easiest thing in the world, especially when they get bigger to catch, to take to a sale or something like that. They're very powerful, and trying to catch one is not the easiest thing in the world. That's why we still have one drake. We'd prefer just to have hens, but we got rid of everything except one hen and one drake. And the reason we didn't get the drake, he was actually going in the cage, but like I said, he's way too powerful to control. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Woo. Big trucks. Big trucks loud. As you can see, muddy, still muddy, murky mess. However, a friend of my wife's, Mr. Kunkel, he gave her some of these mineral buckets, and we're going to start planting some stuff in them. The problem is right now is trying to find enough dirt to fill them. It takes a lot more dirt than what you think. Even if you put filler in there, it's not the easiest thing to find dirt right now. You can find some mud right now, but you can't find a whole lot of dirt right now. I did mow, I did weed eat, planted strawberries, planted lilies, planted irises, planted fire pokers. I'm telling you, I'm becoming a planter. Planter's peanut probably, but I am coming a planter. Got a few little tomatoes and things here in this bed, but you can't really tell much about them right now. This is chamomile. That is chamomile. Kim is tickled to death about that. Those two are the peonies that I planted, and they are actually getting a little bit of sun right now. So I'm thinking this might not be too bad of a spot. I just wish, I'm gonna have to make a bed here because I don't like stuff it's hard to, grass grows around everything and chokes it out. It's not great. Kim's really excited about these flowers here that are fixing to grow or bloom, and I want to catch them when they are in bloom, but right now they're not, and I honestly cannot remember what they're called. For some reason I want to say buttercups, but that's not what it is. I do know she said they'll bloom like red, white, and blue. And I should know. She's told me what they were, but you know what? She's told me what 1,000 things was. And trying to remember where those are, and I know she's probably watching this video right now soon. That's, you know, exactly what they are. She knows. Believe me. She knows. This is Lily of the Valley. And of course, her hostas, turn this around. The hostas are really growing. And that's pretty surprising. The chickens usually eat these things up. The chickens usually eat hosta up, but they haven't done anything. This is real surprising too. This is the north side of the house, and it's actually, this hydrangea probably looks as good or as good than it has in a long time. And as you can see, it's really starting to take off. It's not going to be long till we're going to have some blooms on that. I mean, there's already, you know what I'm saying. Big, pretty hydrangea blooms. Oh, I missed something too around front. We got a snowball bush and we planted that. I don't know how good it's going to do, but those are beautiful. I'm hoping that they make it. But I actually, I forgot where we planted it until I just remembered that I missed it when we were walking around. But everything is looking good. Still, nothing's really blooming and popping out. I see a pepper plant there that's already got a bloom on it. And that is not an ornamental. That is a regular pepper. And I really would not have thought it would have been warm enough for that yet. But it's blooming. It's a blooming. Now this is the ornamental pepper plant that she just pruned up and we put in a pot. And it's got blooms on it already. And these are the peas. They're getting bigger. Like I said, everything is, excuse me, everything is getting bigger and greener. Excuse me again. Mercy. But nothing's really blooming because it hasn't had any sunlight. Excuse me, got a tickle in my throat. Here's another one of those ornamental pepper plants. They actually look really good now that she's got everything potted up. These are my favorite. Dianthus, already blooming. Which I'll have to say, it actually had blooms on it when I put it in the ground, but they weren't open like that. So if you're like me, your work week is going to start tomorrow, even though your weekend was a work weekend. We have to do what we got to do, right? And even though I've already told them I want to wish my wife and my mother and my grandmother a happy Mother's Day. Wonderful, wonderful women. Couldn't ask for anything better. Well, you could, but you wouldn't get it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to end up splicing all kinds of video together here. But I wanted to come back around and show you that's the little snowball. Yeah, that's the little snowball. We're hoping it does. I'm hoping that it does good because I really like the flowers. I think it only blooms like once a year, and it's only for like, they're like peonies. They stay like for a week and then they're gone. But they're big, beautiful white flowers. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. We also planted some roses. It just keeps going, folks. It just keeps going. It's quality production here. About the time I think I'm going to go, I find something else that I've planted. As you can tell, these I believe are lilies. Yeah. And they're fixing to bloom. They're fixing to bloom. So I'm going to say in about a week or two, we're going to start having some flowers. And probably some flowers on the vegetables too. We're going to go. Enjoy your week. We'll catch you guys next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with a friend. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.